know what time it is, man. We're about to get into the Q&A, baby. Let's get into it. Greetings. Greetings. AJ100, what up? What's good? What's good? Brandon Hill, what up? Derek Nakim, what's goody? P. Diddy officials in the building. Favorite NBA team? So it's gonna sound like I'm a bandwagoner, but my favorite team has been the Golden State Warriors since 2007, when they had Baron Davis, Jason Richardson, fucking, they traded for Steven Jackson, Al Harrington, and they put out the Mavericks in the first round. I've been a fan of the Golden State Warriors since back then. But now that they got fucking Steph and they've had all these championships, every time I say that, people be like, oh, another Golden State Warriors fan. Shut up. I was a fan before they had all the fucking All-Stars, man. But yeah, Golden State Warriors, man. Your vids have helped a lot, especially with the fiber info. That's what's up, swell head. Congrats on any type of success you've seen, man. That's why I put it out. Firestorm, what up? Big as hell 7-Eleven. How many calories do you consume in a day? Today I've consumed 2,200. Something light. Paul Pay, can you give me a shout out? It's my birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Paul. My man said, if you got that big ass belly, hey man, some people out here with that big ass stomach, and they big as hell. Ain't nobody telling them. I just want to be honest with you guys, man, so you can do better. You ever do dips for chest? Yeah, I did some this morning. Dips for chest. Probably my third or fourth favorite chest exercise. Number one's gonna be incline barbell press. Next to that, incline dumbbell press. I really love those two. But after that, dips, weighted dips, especially with like a chain, where you can like strap a plate to it, or like a kettlebell. You really get those lower abdominals. I got good at those lower pectorals, I should say. You ever watch old Hodge Twins videos? Yeah, bro. I used to watch Hodge Twins a lot, man, when I was first learning about fitness and, early YouTube days where they would do those reaction videos. I was just literally talking to one of my clients referencing how those videos are so funny. Lucy, what up, girl? Long time no see. What up? I finally lost the weight. Yeah, 158. That's what I'm talking about, girl. Congratulations. Young Lucy out here getting them wins. That's what I'm talking about, girl. I'm proud of you. Yeah, man. Walking keeping you big as hell. I don't know if walking is keeping me big as hell, man. I think it's the opposite. Your reels are good. Keep dropping them. Glad I can help, man. Should I still strength train for fat loss? Yeah. Yeah. I think that's the main thing you should be doing for fat loss. What the fuck else you doing to lose fat? Hopefully it ain't just cardio. Because that's not the answer. Lift weights to lose fat. That's the best way to do it. When is the merch coming out? We got merch that's not released to the public. Only my clients can get the merch right now, man. Sorry. And that's mainly because I'm not putting it together. My team is. Because I don't have the brain capacity to be focused on that. And Nick's Jay, what's up, man? What up? Any advice for skinny fat? Yeah, Asher. You out here skinny fat because you have very little muscle and a high body fat percentage. And you may be asking yourself, because I get approached by a lot of skinny fat guys, which route should I go? Right? Should I build muscle? Should I lose fat? I don't want to be super skinny, all right? And I don't want to be fat and flabby. Which one do I want to do? Well, I say lose that fat first, because the thing about fat cells is they never go away. So as you acquire more fat cells, you know, your fat cells can only shrink. So when you lose fat, you're actually not depleting yourself of the fat cells in the body, you're just shrinking them. So you're more susceptible to get fat as hell again in the future if you got a lot of fat cells. So I think ultimately reduction of the amount of fat cells you acquire is definitely the best route to go. And you do that by just getting lean first. Lose as much fat as you can, and then from a very lean sort of aesthetic version of you where you can actually see some cuts, see some definition, see your abs, then from there you build muscle. In the gym, Cory's the star of the show with the ref straight now on YouTube. Inspires everyone. I'm glad I can inspire, man. That's what I'm talking about. Are you on the treadmill? Yeah, Ernie. No, man, I'm just walking in place really smoothly. Yeah, man, I got a treadmill under my desk. Always see you on my YouTube, man. Good to find me. That's what's up, man. Glad I can be seen, man. Glad it's help. Hopefully it's help, I should say. Is calorie deficit the best to lose fat? Yeah. But if you're looking to build muscle, probably not. You know what I mean? Losing the fat is a byproduct of burning more calories than you consume. Right? So that's the key. That's the key. My man's a Midnight Sand said, "Good evening, everyone." Man, came into the chat like a church deacon. Good evening, everyone. I started hitting the gym a few weeks ago, and I've fell in love with it. That's fantastic. That's good. All right, Arish giving some love. Appreciate that, Playboy. That's why I'm here, man, to give out the game. I love exercises, but I never stay consistent. Do you want to change that, sir? Or do you want to continue to just say that that's your story, man? What's up, Cory Armstrong Fitness? Hope you're doing well. I've stopped gaining muscle right now. Any advice? Yeah. Increase your calories, increase the weight. If you ain't tracking, you slacking. You know, but if you are tracking, you already know what the fuck you need to do. You know, let's say you've been gaining muscle on 3,000 calories. The muscle gain stops, and so does the strength. Bump it up. Do 3,200 calories, or 3,300 calories, or 3,500. Put more fuel in the tank. Use that fuel to push more weight. Is Galaxy Gas valid? Galaxy Gas sounds like an attack from Dragon Ball Z. I don't know what that is, bro. What are you talking about? How often for cheat meals? How often do you cheat? You guys are really interested in some cheat days today. um, I have a cheat day, probably like really 1 to 2 times a month. Like, you know, I really go for more of the refeed style of cheating, meaning that most people look at like cheating like, hey, this is a day I'm not going to track what I eat. I'm just eat whatever I want, and I'm not going to worry about the implications of it. I might do that maybe once a month, but most of the time when I have additional calories, it's strategic. It's to reset my metabolic rate and make sure that my, hormones is optimized. And so I do that with a certain amount of calories that I target, you know, in which case, I set that number and I just fill it in with whatever I wanted to eat to hit those calories. What is the definition of a meaningful life to you? A meaningful life is a life that is filled with a contribution that you deem meaningful, right? So to me, what I do is meaningful because I find fulfillment in giving value to others in an area that one I'm, obviously very knowledgeable about, and I've helped, hundreds of people now with it, but also that extends a value that it's very difficult to quantify, right? Like I've helped people lose, 50, 80, 100 pounds. In a lot of cases, it's extended their lives, but they're influencing people that I would never meet, you know? And I think that's a very impactful thing. I think that's one of my favorite things. It's like lives are being touched that I never come across these people. That gives me meaning beyond just, what I'm going to directly benefit from it. You know what I'm saying? So I think more in that realm, like thinking about things that you do that light you up, that make you feel good about, each day that you are blessed with, and being able to contribute to others in whatever way that you find important. Is sugar-free pancake syrup good for weight loss? Only if it helps you stay in a calorie deficit, right? Like, there's nothing magical about some fucking sugar-free syrup. It's just low calories or no calories. So it all comes down to how many calories that you consume in a day versus what you burn. That's really it. You know what I'm saying? I want the title of your best student and to every use your program. Well, born Sigma, there's a lot of competition for that right now. Like I have a lot of, you know, clients who are going for that top spot, competing against each other. And you got a lot of stiff competition. I can just say that. Is losing 2 pounds a week sustainable? Yeah. That's not even a lot, bro. Like 2 pounds a week is 8 pounds a month. Like I got clients now that's losing 20 pounds in a month, right? Just depends on where you at, how much fat you have to lose, right? And what you're doing nutrition wise to make sure that your body's getting the right nutrients to not only sustain, even hormone balance, get your muscles, like maintain your muscles, but also recover, right? But yeah, 2 pounds, that's not even a lot. How do I stop binge eating at night? I do well all day, and at night I just give up. Well, Nicole, you gotta ask yourself, why the fuck are you binge eating in the first place? Because you can't address how to overcome that unless you actually confront what's causing it. So there's two parts to binging that I've always encountered with dealing with people directly. It's like you're either biologically, there's a craving that you're looking to stimulate with the binge, right? So you're not giving your body enough of the nutrients pre-binge, so you're more susceptible to it, right? So you probably need to add more things to your diet to offset that. Some of those things may be more protein, more fiber, or even better hydration, more water, right? Those are three things to kill some of the biological cravings that often lead to binging. But if it's not that side of it, it's just psychological. Like you're looking to get something mentally or emotionally from the food, that essentially the food gives you a feeling that is different than the feeling that you're looking to escape from, right? So maybe the food makes you feel comfortable and happy, whereas other things in your life are not making you feel that way. So you're resorting to food for it. But what's the solution? Find some new fucking ways to feel comfortable and happy, right? Go exercise, read a book, meditate, get you a partner, right? Hang out with people that you love that bring, joy to your life. Get you a hobby, right? Get a fucking PlayStation, right? There's dozens of ways, right? But you got to get more creative about finding ways to make yourself feel better about who you are every day. You know what I'm saying? Big Bruce. All right, Big Bruce out here. The 20K stepper. Big Bruce, man, you got a lot of competition out here, man. But so far so good, man. We got that first 10 pounds off. So we just got to keep fighting, brother. If I don't like coconut water, what do you recommend of other kinds? You recommend you just get regular water. Coconut water. The benefits of it is electrolytes in it. You just get water and add your own electrolytes to it, like I do. That's an option. No problem, Nicole. Tap back in once you've conquered that binge eating monster. I would love to hear about your success story. Jamie says, thanks, bro. I'm trying. Are you trying or is you doing? Which one is it? R. Kelly, a PDF file. He music fire, but you can't publicly come out as a fan. That's weird. Keep it on the down low. Um, Listen, I'm a fan of R. Kelly, man. I don't give a fuck about what that guy's doing in his personal life, man. I've never met him. I'm probably never gonna meet him. You know, it's like there's a lot of people who do great art and they not the best people, right? I never understood why people make judgments on people based off their personal life and sort of shun their art form because of that, right? Like, for example, Michael Jordan's an asshole, right? I think it's kind of like public knowledge at this point, but he's still the greatest NBA player of all time. Like, that doesn't completely diminish what he's been able to create in his career just because he's not a good person. Same thing with R. Kelly, man. He makes great fucking music. He's just not a great guy. Those two are mutually independent. Nicole says, I lost over 100 pounds, again, lost. I just finished nursing school and now I'm working as an emergency room nurse. And I was hoping that once I was out of school, I would lose weight. I think I'm just tired at night and I give up and look for comfort in foods. Okay, so now, if you want to change that, the question becomes, what do you need to do to put yourself in the best position at nighttime to not binge and to focus on putting things in your body that aren't going to take you off track, right? What do you have to do personally to put yourself in the best position? You can't make Michael Jackson sing on that treadmill like Backer White video clip. That's funny. Yeah, get your ass out the kitchen. Or don't have stuff in your kitchen that you can binge on. I don't even have snacks in the house. You know what I gotta do to go get some snacks? I gotta walk. I gotta put on shoes. I gotta walk across this building to another building that has a convenience store. I make it difficult to actually put myself in a position where I'm likely to, participate in habits that take me backwards. Who this? Hi. What would you say are the benefits of all this? What are you asking me? I appreciate the contribution. When you say benefits of all this, what do you mean? Hey, Cory, when are you starting your story? Is it more important to sleep for weight loss? Yeah. Like, weight loss is a byproduct of not just the work that you do, but how well you recover from what signals you send to your body. So, for example, you're not burning fat in the gym, you're burning fat in the recovery period post gym, right? And a lot of you guys don't know this, but you actually lose the majority of your fat through breathing. And so when you're in a state where you just only breathe, several hours at a time, and you're losing a lot of fat. A lot of that happens in your sleep. They've done studies, man, where they've like compared two control groups. This might be boring to some of y'all, but like try your best not to fall asleep and shit. They'll do like two groups, give them the same amount of food, same exact exercise stimulus, and one group will sleep, less than 6 hours. The other group will sleep, 6 to 8 hours. And every single time, the group that gets the most sleep will double the the muscle and the fat loss, right? Actually, more than double a lot of the times. So it's like, if you're not out here getting appropriate rest, you're not optimizing your results. You're really playing yourself. Let me get a number between 100 and 1,000. Why? Why do you want that? What's your biggest impact a client has had on you? Just when you were focused on weight loss in general, an event that changed your perspective in life itself. Biggest impact a client had on me. There's been a lot of clients that have impacts on me. The first one that comes to mind, honestly, this is one that most people probably won't say. Like most coaches won't acknowledge these type of clients, but just the client that made me realize I wasn't that good of a coach. Right? Like I remember when I first started online coaching, I had been like in the gym for like 3 years, training people in person, and I had a lot of success. Like a lot of people in the city knew me. Back when I lived in Detroit, I was like getting like sponsorships with like the local Under Armour branch. I worked with like Quicken Loans and did like some boot camps for them. I was on the news like 4 times, right? I thought I was the shit, And then I started working with this guy online, and he wasn't doing the stuff I was telling him to do. And then like when it came time to touch base and like plan for the next month, he was just like, "Yo, this shit is trash. Like this program's trash. This ain't what I wanted. Yada yada yada." And I was just like, "Damn." And at the time, I wanted to be angry, right? But I realized being angry wasn't going to really help anybody. It wasn't going to help him not be fat, and it wasn't going to help me grow and get the lesson from that. And so what I learned from it was just like, you're never as good as you think you are, And I took some of those criticisms, even though he kind of laid them out in like a really aggressive manner. Like I took some of it and I applied it, and now like my program services hundreds of people around the world. A lot of people rave about like how it's like one of the best things they've ever invested in, and how it's like impacted the way they think, the way they move. It's impacting their families, things like that. I don't know if I would have been able to do that if I wouldn't have been able to accept somebody say, "Yo, your shit sucks. Your shit's trash." So I was, I'm very grateful for that. Just people being honest with me and telling me, "Yo, your shit's not that good." It forced me to improve. What do you think is the number one mistake people make when trying to get back in shape? It's latent within your speech pattern of what you just asked me. They try to get in shape. There's a big difference between somebody who's trying and someone who's doing. Trying implies that there is a possible chance of failure, meaning that you're already telling yourself that if things get too tough, I can at least say that I tried, and I can feel good with that being the speech pattern around this. Oh, I tried, I did what I could, right? But it's like, no, the first step to being successful in any area of your life is to completely commit, right? Commit to figuring out a way to make it happen, regardless of what obstacles you face, regardless of what the fuck feelings you got about it, or if you're not motivated or any of that. Like, commit first, and then everything else will follow. So I think people just have it in their mind that they're gonna try some shit out, and it's like, nah. Like, you telling yourself before you even start that failure's an option. I tell myself and I tell my clients, like, ask yourself the question, how do I become so good at this that failure is impossible? Right? Like, it's no way possible I can fail. What level of effort do I gotta take myself to where there's no way I can lose? Right? You wanna know the number one tip that I give guys who wanna lose the most weight the fastest? Just do an extended fast. Right? Don't eat shit. Right? Don't eat anything for 24, sometimes even 48 hours and beyond. You know why that's so effective? Because you're telling your body, I'm not giving you anything. You got to use what's on you, right? I'm only giving you this water, this fucking caffeine, and some salt. That's it. And you know what happens? You force your body to use fat as energy, and then you start burning fat, right? Fat start coming off you. And that's just a mere sort of depiction of forcing your body to do what you wanted to do. Sometimes you gotta take what you want from life, baby. You know what I'm saying? You gotta grab life by the neck and say, listen here, motherfucker, I'm taking what I want, right? But that takes for you to, like, really think about things from the mindset of, like, how do I do so much it's impossible to fail? You know, it's impossible to fail at fat loss if you're fasting. It's impossible to fail at fat loss if you're tracking everything, you dialed in, right, and you consistent. It's impossible to fail. So that's really what it comes down to. Yeah. Yeah, Dan just wants some attention, man. That's all he wants. He wants somebody to tell him he's funny. did, did your journey start? How did your journey start? And how did you become committed to bettering yourself at the gym? My journey started when I was younger, a wee lad. There was this movie I saw called 300. Right, some of y'all too young to know what that is, but 300 is a movie about these Spartan warriors that was defending their homeland and just fighting for what they believed in. Right, every guy in the movie was ripped, had their shirt off, and they were just killing motherfuckers. Right, and I remember seeing that and being inspired. Right, being inspired by these guys who, you know, in the face of adversity, you know, and in the face of challenge, they stared it down, you know, and even though it was fearful, it was something that was scary, they had enough courage to stare those things in the face and attack them anyway. And I remember that night, man, like, I did my first 100 push-ups and sit-ups at the crib. And a big part of that was just, like, being inspired by people who were exemplify excellence, masculinity. So that's kind of where it started, you know. It was a lot of years of not really doing the right stuff, you know, not really knowing a lot about what caused the body to change the way I wanted to, but I knew what that target was. I wanted to look like those Spartans, right? That was target number one. You know, it was probably a good, should I forget, when did 300 come out? 2006. So it was a good 9 years of failing and not knowing what the fuck I was doing, just doing random shit until I finally started to get it. But yeah, that's where it started at. Why you got a treadmill in your kitchen? Because I'm better than you. Nah, I'm playing, man. Because I'm obsessed with this shit, bro. Come on, man. Like, some people just want to just do enough to feel like they work. I'm trying to do so much, it's impossible for me not to get what the fuck I feel like I'm old, man. I want everything. I don't want just a little bit of success. No, I want it all. Some of you guys are just satisfied with just being average and just doing regular shit. Nah, fuck that, man. I'm doing what most people not willing to do. I'm out here walking and talking and giving out game, giving value. That's why I got a treadmill in this motherfucker, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. Any tips on confidence? I'm a teenager, just low key. Can't talk to people, can't socialize, don't really do much activities about it. What do you think about that shit? Well, first and foremost, your speech pattern's fucked up. I think if anything, instead of talking about what you can't do, right, and disempowering yourself, just change that, right? Change the connotation with that. Oh, I'm learning how to get better at talking to people. I'm learning what it takes to be more social. I'm learning what activities I can actually be good at, right? Because these things are what you tell yourself they are. If you tell yourself they're limitations, then they're limitations. But if you argue for your limitations, you get to keep those limitations. Instead, start arguing for your opportunities and the things that you're learning. This is what I'm working on doing. This is what I'm learning about. And speaking of learning, that's how you're going to increase your confidence. Because confidence is competence. It's being good at something. And so you only get that through actually developing skills that translate to something of value to others. So I think the first step, and this is why I focus on it so heavily, is just work on yourself. Work on making yourself look good, put you in better shape. That's gonna increase the way that you sort of convey your messages. Because one thing you're gonna start to see in yourself is as you change how you look, you'll start to believe in your ability to change other things around you, right? But the reason why you don't believe that right now is because you haven't done it. So you gotta start taking actions that are congruent with actually being somebody who has the ability to do things well. And the first thing you got the most control over is you. So that's what I think. That's funny. Mr. Wisdom says, I saw you at the store the other day. Homie, your car declined. Yeah, but your mama bought me with what I needed anyway, man. So I'm good. Gotcha, motherfucker. Best protein powder for beginners to try. Any any type of like whey protein, I think is sufficient. I don't think there's like a special brand that you should look at and say, oh, this is the one that's better than this one. Most of them are pretty similar in the amino acid profile and the different ingredients that they have. Really just comes down to actually getting enough grams of protein a day. I don't think like the specific brand is a big deal. Whey just tends to be the one that's most readily accessible, affordable, as well as just has a added benefit of being one of the most palatable, right? Just being able to like consume it and not, you know, not be out here choking it down. Pause, because it's so gross. How do I become an online personal trainer? I mean, that's pretty easy, man. Just, I think focus on like being really good at what you do in terms of like how you communicate what it is that you know about nutrition and training and put the information out there. Give it out there, give it to as many people as you can for free. The internet provides a great platform to be able to do that. And, when people come to you asking for more advice, just say, hey, would you like my help sort of putting all this stuff together so you don't have to do it on your own? They say, yeah, then, you know what I'm saying? Talk to them. Now, if you want more structure, maybe you get you a coach, like a business coach to help you with it. That's what I did. I hired a business coach to help me like put it together so I can scale it in a massive way like I have. I just got creatine monohydrate, protein powder, and supplements. What else do you recommend for beginners? That's it, man. That's all you need. Your channel is dope. Appreciate that. As a beginner, should I use creatine? Hell yeah. The fuck is you waiting on? Creatine helps you build more muscle and strength through increasing muscle protein synthesis and also reducing your rest periods in between sets and in between sessions. Helps you recover faster and build more muscle through synthesizing longer. Them low ceilings make your head big as hell. Absolutely. But your mama like it. All right, that's my last mama joke of the day. I know some of y'all gonna cry in the car. Is losing only 2 pounds a week a myth? 2 pounds a week is not a lot. You can lose 2 pounds a week if you want. That's nothing wrong with that. 2 pounds a week is 8 pounds in a month. That's not unreasonable. How to keep stress low when at the end of a deficit? Meditation, like focusing on being present. Whenever you feel stressed out, man, it's just because you're not present and you don't have a plan of what to do. So I think if you just focus on like being able to create that plan, be present, meditation help with that, and then just have a plan of what you're gonna do. Like how are you adhering to that deficit? Like how many grams of protein are you having? How many grams of fiber are you having? How much water are you taking in? Right? Like those things I think lend themselves very well to adhering to that deficit and it not feeling like a strain. How fast are you walking on the treadmill? Do you have an incline? No, it's a flat walking pad. I was just walking at 1.6. Nothing crazy. I mean, like they say that there's a healthier way to do it, but you have people losing more than that. I want to lose 100 pounds fast, but they say not to do it too fast. I don't know who the fuck they is. I don't know who you listening to, man, but you do not have to lose only 2 pounds a week to be healthy. I got a client right now. His name is Brennan Hagensy from Chicago, Illinois. We've been working together 4 months. This guy's lost 80 pounds. He's healthy. He's never been stronger. He feels better. He ain't got a bunch of loose skin, right? He's doing great. You know, you can do that too. You just gotta have the right protocol. You gotta stay consistent long enough for it to happen. Are you on roids? Nah. I just got creatine on hydrate. Should I be loading? Loading phase? Nah. Loading is unnecessary. You don't need to do that. Once your muscle saturate with creatine, like you're getting all the benefits. You're not getting additional benefits from loading. 5 grams is appropriate. That's all you need. Do you offer online training? I do. I do. If you would like to apply and get more information about possibly teaming up, there's a link in my bio. You can go there and we can talk. Cory, your humility is amazing. Appreciate that. Your do, really like your do but don't try mentality starting out. How do we newcomers develop that? It's like a muscle. Like your ability to like really believe in yourself to that degree is not gonna happen overnight. Like a lot of people see me and hear me talk this way and they be like, man, like what's the secret? Like how do I get there? And I want you to know it's a continuous process of training your mind constantly. I think one of the best things that you can start to do is think about the quality of questions that you ask yourself. Like there's really two ways that you can look at any particular topic. You can look at why it's happening or how you need to make it happen, right? So I can look at, like, for example, let's say my girlfriend, right? My girlfriend's great. She's lovely. She could be having a bad day, right? And because she's having a bad day, maybe she's in a foul mood when we're hanging out. Now I can look at this in one or two ways. I could be like, man, why is she like this? Like, why is she in a bad mood? Right. And then maybe essentially take that personally, or maybe block myself off to like helping her through that. So now I'm focused on the problem, right? Whereas if I flip it and say, man, how can I make her day better? How can I improve her mood? How can I improve the quality of this interaction so she has the best time with me and actually, contribute value to her? Now I've taken that problem and I'm now solution focused. I'm like, all right, well, maybe I can make her laugh, or I could take her to do something she really enjoys, or maybe we could talk about something that gets her off the mindset of whatever she was focused on before this. So now we're in the stage of like solutions, right? And so that's really the root of that shit I was talking about. It's like switching your mind away from focusing on the problem and starting to focus on the solutions. That's the difference between triers and doers. You know, triers is motherfuckers is they're so focused on the problem that they're telling themselves that they're trying. There's a block. But doers are like, yo, I'm gonna do this shit. How can I make it happen? So it's taking your whys and turning them into hows or what, how or what. Advice on getting your partner into fitness and being healthier, like getting into them. I don't think there's a way that you can convince them to do it. Like there's a lot of shit I would never attempt to convince my girl to do. But I think the best thing that you can do is just become the type of guy that is an admirable figure. So much so that people around you, whether it's your partner or not, actually look up to the example that you are putting forth, right? So, like, my girl, for example, I just use her again because you asked about your partner. Like, she has always been, well, I should say, since I've known her, she's been a cardio bunny, meaning she one of them people, she lift real lightweight, she just go for reps, right? She just go in there and do cardio, right? That's it. But I started talking about just sort of the importance of building muscle. Not to convince her to do it, but I just, I do it. And I continue to do it, and then I teach other people to do it. And then some days she's like, "Hey, can I work out with you?" And I have her come. And then when we do our workouts together, she asks for advice, and I teach her, I coach her, and I give her these things that now she takes when she goes and does her own workouts because my girl's already into fitness, right? And she starts to now come back to me and tell me about how the things that I've taught her help her. So it's like she's getting the advice from me because she sees me being the example of what she admires to some degree. So I think it's really just being the best example you can be and let people come to you. My mom did the same thing. My mom, she, I don't think, she ain't ever been like fat as hell, in my existence. But my mom hasn't really been into fitness like that, like obviously to the degree that I'm in. But when she saw me sharing my passion about it with others and helping so many other people, you know, when the thought came into her mind of like, how do I get myself in a better state health wise, she had somebody to come to that was already a good example of that. And so because I never stopped working on myself and I never stopped teaching others, she could come to me and could feel comfortable asking me questions. So then when I give her advice and she does it and it helps her, well, now I've helped her like prioritize her fitness more by actually being a good example. Hopefully that makes sense. Oh yeah, no problem, man. This is what I do, man. That's what I do. If y'all want me to go live more often, type one in the comments. Why you say gym trainers be lying? What you mean? Lying about what? I used to train people in gyms, man. But I never, between me and you guys, I never worked for the gym. I always got my own clients and brought them to the gym. But that was because I worked for the gym doing membership sales for like 3 years. So I knew how to sell and market my services. How do you track how many calories you lose on the treadmill? I don't never track it. honestly. Like, I don't think there's a good accurate representation of that because let's say I'm wearing like my Oura ring. It tracks my calories in relation to my heart rate. It's not really tracking my BMR because my BMR is tied to my lean mass. And there's just not a lot of wearables that can really like give you an accurate metric for that. So I really don't be tracking the calorie burn. I just be looking at steps and I look to scale the steps. So let's say like I want to lose some weight and I get like 8,000 steps a day on average because I'm tracking that. Then if I want to lose some more, I could just double that and just say, all right, I'm gonna get 16,000 steps a day. Standing calves suck is better. Standing calves sucks. Sitting is better. Hot take. I mean, they both got benefits. Studies show that both of them are beneficial and they hit the calves in different ways. So, I mean, if you only do standing, then yeah, seated is better. But if you only do seated, then can't standing is better. How do I go from 265 to 299 by January 1st? I'm extremely motivated. You got to get a plan and you got to stay consistent to that plan. Like, no matter what, like, it has to become a non negotiable that you do these things. The best practices that I teach my clients is just focus on tracking your macros, you know, um, hitting certain level of hydration a day, like a gallon of water a day, and hit the strength training, hit the weights. You know, those things together should help you start to burn more calories than you consume. Start to lose some fat. You want to scale that up. Maybe incorporate some intermittent fasting or more movement, like walking, like I was just doing. How often do you train for strength, not hypertrophy, without weights? I do phasing, so my my program goes in phases of strength, hypertrophy, endurance. It just depends on what phase I'm in. Do you still keep in touch with Brandon Carter? Yeah, yeah, that's big bro. That's big bro. I talk to him probably once every couple weeks. Advice on when to take rest days. I work 50 plus hours a week and handle a lot outside of that. Sometimes my workouts are trash. Should I rest more? Well, first of all, 50 plus hours a week, that's not a lot of hours, man. You know what I'm saying? I work 80 hours a week, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot compared to some people, but it's not like the most you could be working, right? It's 168 hours in a week. So it's like you guys really think about like how much time do you really have, right? Because there's 168 hours a week. Let's say you work 50 plus, maybe we put some drive time in there, so it's like 55 hours. You know, that's 113 hours left. Let's say you get 8 hours of sleep. So 8 hours of sleep. Let's say you do that 7 days a week. That's 56 hours. So you take that 113, uh, 56. So you got 57 hours left. What are you doing with those other 57 hours, right? Because you only need to really be in the gym. Let's say you train an hour a day, 7 days a week. That's 7 hours. You still got another 50 hours. So I think you got to really look at like, what are you doing? Because you can do 1 or 2 rest days a week. That's fine. But you almost made it seem like you didn't have time to rest, or there was something going on there. It's like, bro, you got time. It's like, where's it going? Mm. Do you recommend sissy squats to get bigger legs? Yeah, I love sissy squats, man. I think they're great. Lori, my birthday is today. Happy birthday, Lori. You know what I'm saying? Happy birthday to you. Hope you enjoy that. Yeah, I mean, you doing something that's taking up another 50 hours, bro. I mean, you ain't got to put all your business out there, but I mean, I don't know enough to really make a good recommendation here. You know what I'm saying? I just see time, and maybe there needs to be a better way of managing it. Like maybe you need to like put everything in your calendar, like on your phone. Like I use Google Calendar for everything in my life. Like if it's not in my calendar, I just don't do it. So maybe it's just keeping a better track of where your time is going and deciding if and what, is taking you away from the rest that you feel like you need to get. But yeah, I can only do that much with the data you've given me. iOS Chris, with that, how to lose my love handles. Just the same way you lose any fat on your body. Burn more calories than you consume and stay consistent with that. Wow, cute and that's keeping you big as hell. Possible. Mike G, greetings. Thoughts on a 1,200 calorie diet a day? Um, Depends on the person. Depends on who we're talking about. Like I coach very small women who 1,200 calories is a lot, especially when it's like a lot of protein. So I don't know. It just depends. you know, I don't know. I don't know enough about you. I don't know your stats to really be able to recommend that or not recommend that. Is it sustainable? I don't think 1,200 is for a long time, bro. It really just depends on you talking about. I'm telling you, I've coached literally hundreds of people, and some people just don't eat, man. And they're just perfectly healthy with eating very minimal calories. Like for example, I coached this woman, and her name's Andrea. She's from Arizona, and I've been coaching her for a little over. Is it gonna be a year yet? I think we coming up on a year, right? No, actually, it's a little over a year now. And she, when I first met her, I think I put her on like 1,500 calories or something. She was like 180 pounds, and then she's now in the 150s, right? And we shed a bunch of fat, putting on a little bit of muscle, shedding a little bit more fat, kind of going up and down, recomping the body. And yo, it's like difficult to get her to eat more than 1,200 calories because she works a desk job, right? So most of her day is right in front of her computer screen. She does do the workouts. She does them 6 days a week, like how I put them in there. Actually, 5 days a week, like how I put them in there. And we fill up on protein. So she's eating, somewhere between 120 to 130 grams of protein. When she eats all that, she's done. She doesn't want any more food. So I know some of you guys who like eat a lot of food, you just can't fathom somebody eating that minimal amount and being fine, but there is a segment of the population that that's all they need. My mother's in the chat. Greetings. I'm gonna call you tomorrow, mama. Love you, girl. How do I stay determined on a high caloric deficit if I live with my parents and they always put high calorie things? By how can man, I mean maybe maybe talk to them about like, you know, what you looking to do and see if they can buy things for you that like, you know, will be more conducive to what you're doing. Or like get a job and start doing chores and just buy your own shit. You can do that. Austin rolling. Egg or just egg whites for protein? Eggs. Whole eggs. The yolk is where all the health is. The health benefits are. Hey Corey, do you deal with setbacks in the gym? If you have any, yeah, I've been injured a few times. Like I'm like still rehabbing an injury that I got back in 2020 that I never went and got like physical therapy for. So I just been like out here just rehabbing it myself, getting myself back to close to 100% as I can. Um, I've had times where I mean, you say setbacks. I mean, I ain't never skipped a week in the gym. If you ask me that shit, I don't do that. We don't do that over here. I've had a few injuries and been dinged up, tendonitis, back pain, sprains, bruises, things like that. But I ain't never skipped a week in the gym, bro. We don't do that shit. I keep fluctuating weight, man. I don't know what's going on. Any idea? Yeah. Yeah, you eating more food than you burning, bro. You eating too much fucking food. Start tracking that shit. If you're not tracking, you slacking. The number's gonna tell you what's going on. Hey Corey, what's tendonitis? Inflammation in the tendons. It's the simplest way I can put it. You know, the tendons that connect, bones together, they get inflamed for overuse, performing exercise poorly, like with bad form, and not using the muscles to move the weight back and forth. The tendons become extremely worn out and inflamed, and your shit's fucked up. Am I crazy? But I feel more hungry the more I exercise. Is that normal? Yeah, it's normal because you're burning more energy. You burn more energy, your body starts to ask for more energy. You know, tracking calories. No, not tracking calories make you big as hell. That's the truth of the matter, man. Not if you ain't tracking, you gonna be a big motherfucker. What gym do you recommend for someone that's never stepped foot in one? It don't matter, man. Whichever one you can get to. I've seen people get in fantastic shape at LA Fitness, Planet Fitness, Crunch Fitness, YMCA, the gym at home, the gym in their complex. It doesn't matter, bro. Don't overthink that shit. Just walk into a gym, right? Get that nervousness out of you because the only reason you asking that is because you're nervous and you ain't never done it before. But that feeling's gonna pass once you get used to it. It's just like driving your car for the first time or having sex with another human. You remember that? Right? You had sex with a human before? It's weird, it's awkward. You're sweaty, you know what I'm saying? It's all these smells that you ain't know you was gonna be smelling, and then, next thing you know, you making humans with them humans. Some of y'all, I ain't doing that. But it's like you nervous about everything you do for the first time. It's just normal. If you're not nervous, then you probably would be considered a psychopath, right? So just get your ass in that gym. Stop overthinking it. Josh says he does he does he does 10K steps. You know, that's what's up. Once I get my body right, I plan on personal training online or in person, helping people through social media. How's the fitness and health business going for you? It's going great, man. Uh, it's fulfilling. I get to help people in a meaningful way. We make more money every year, and yeah, I don't have to worry about things like you know is the bills gonna get paid or can I eat today? So like if you know how to do it well and you know how to do it at scale, you can make a pretty good living off of it. You know, I think I think I think it's a very rewarding profession, but a lot of people don't think about how to really serve people in a way that provides not only convenience but like legitimate value. Meaning like a lot of people think you gotta like baby people to to get them like success with their health and fitness. And for a certain subset of the population, that's true. But that's not what it's like for like everyone. You know, some people just really want like the convenience to be able to do something well, and then they want to learn, and they want to know that if they ever need help, that you'll be there for them. So if you can like combine those things together, you can make a pretty good business out of your fitness business. Hey man, appreciate the support. Word, vape, vape break. All right, y'all. I gotta get out of here. Gotta get ready for my next thing. Cory Armstrong for president is what the homie just said. I like that. Before I go, I just got a super chat. The homie Jose Fuentes. What does a cheat day look like for you? Lately it's been sushi. Man, I love sushi, man. I'll get like 2 or 3 rolls and like maybe like a steak, and I just go to town. I just go to town, man. Sometimes it's like brunch with my girl, cause my girl is a girl. Women, fellas, if you ain't got a girl in your life, just be ready to start getting invited to brunch on the regular. I've never met a woman that don't like brunch. I feel like girls invented that shit. I didn't even know brunch was a thing until I started like hanging out with women more. But yeah, my girl likes brunch, so sometimes it's like waffles and like fucking steak and potatoes and shit. Like that's those are like my cheat days, man. Stuff like that. I don't go crazy like I used to, man. Back in the day, you want to know what I used to do back in the day? Man, I used to. This used to be a cheat day for me back in the day when I lost that 50 pounds in 5 months. By the way, so it just goes to show if you track what you do and you stay consistent, you can sort of let loose sometimes. I used to do this shit once a week. I would get a whole stuffed crust pizza from Pizza Hut, right? Eat the whole shit. That was like my midday meal because I would all even on my cheat days I would fast. So I would fast until like 1 o'clock, and then I had that meal. And then my second meal was like a whole double entree stir fried rice from a Chinese food place, and then I would like top it off with like a slice of cheesecake. And that shit was like all of that together was probably a good 3,000, 4,000 calories. Like it was crazy. But I don't do that no more. Like I don't go hard like that no more, man. Cause it's yeah, yeah. Some of y'all see the stats. A whole piece is like 2,000. Yo, I used to eat that whole shit myself. I used to eat a whole large stuffed crust pizza myself, and I still lost 50 pounds in 5 months. But I was tracking. If you ain't tracking, you slacking. All right, y'all. Till next time. Peace.